You're listening to the Turi Writers She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. If you've ever asked yourself whether it would be possible to do nearly an entire podcast about underwear, here comes your answer.
Remember when we talked about what's fair and what isn't fair?
Yes.
Well, today, I'm sitting here looking at you and talking to you, and I'm wearing a dress, and I'm wearing underwear, by the way.
Oh, there's a novel accomplishment.
But I don't know if both of them or either one of them or which of them is on frontwards or backwards. Because there is no front or back on either one of them that's marked.
The grandma panties and the Little House on the Prairie look there for you?
No, I'm actually wearing like this little, sexy little, it's 80 degrees kind of beachy dress.
Oh, cute. Well, where should we start? Should we start with the dress or should we start with the underpants?
Well, both.
Okay, well,
Both. I mean, guys, they automatically know where's the front and where's the back of their underwear. Automatically.
It is not fair. You're right.
It is not fair.
So not fair.
And I can take them off and put them on 100 times, and I still don't know if they're wrong.
I've often wondered about those little stringy bikini thingies because those little tiny stringy bikini underwear, the floss ones, yeah. I don't know how you would tell. But at this point, the great unfairness for me is that it's so obvious which is the back and which is the front of my underwear because unlike you, the backside has accomplished much in the years since I wore the. It's grown and thrived and prospered, the backside. So, yeah, the front side is mostly out of commission now. I shouldn't complain. I mean, you do know that amongst the very observant Jews, there's a prayer every morning for thanking the Creator for all of the openings, that if any one of them didn't open when it was supposed to open or stayed shut when it was. And when I was younger, I said, this is the most ridiculous prayer I've ever heard. And then I hit middle age and I thought, huh. And now, I mean, the older I get, the more I think, okay, the people who wrote this stuff were a bunch of old guys, but they had a couple of good points.
They still know what's the front and the back.
It's true. It's tagged for them. It's like one of those security tags at the TJ Maxx with the big.
I'm not even asking for a tag because those are annoying, but just a stamp.
They do stamp
that says, B or F.
This is your fault. This is your fault for getting a really good washing machine. It had a mark at one point. You know it did.
No, it didn't. I swear it didn't.
I know, you're wrong. They stamp it, and then eventually this stamp wears off. But again, I don't have this problem on account of my very accomplished posterior. And you, with a minimal seating area, you would have no idea.
A flat butt.
No idea. You would have no idea at all. So I can't feel your pain, but I sympathize. Also, in all these romantic movies where the couple is together and one partner rips the garment off the other.
Yeah.
My undergarments are so old that I rip them myself. I just thumb through the seam, elastic that explodes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I should replace these. But again, cycling back to the old world of romance where people removed undergarments in a frenzy. There's no frenzy anymore. There's kind of a subtle planning. There's a subtle planning that happens in our house. Like I can tell by the hug I get in the morning where the plan is in its progress. And people who are younger, and we do have some who listen to this podcast, are either laughing their socks off or thinking, these people are completely nuts. Save this podcast or make a note somewhere because just you wait. And I have a couple of friends, most of whom take hormones, and they're just like all juicy and still living in their 20s. And I'm thinking, I don't even know if I want that. I don't know if I want to be living.
One word answer to that.
Yeah,
starts with an N.
No, thank you.
Ends with a no.
Okay, well, there you go. There's your answer.
And no. But I would
wait, we're just on the underwear. We have to progress to the dress. But what
I was still thinking about having them ripped off, and that really pissed me off.
Why? It sounds like they're schmata underwear. It sounds like they're like ready
no,
to.
they're not. They're actually nice, like little boy short underwear that I like to wear. They're called boy shorts, but there's no fly.
There are plenty of women who wear boys' underwear, and maybe the reason is that they know which end is the front.
But then how do you smush the front part where there's nothing into your blue jeans so that people couldn't tell?
Well, how do guys do it?
I don't, well, not, not being a guy.
Ask your husband. You have a guy handy right there. You can ask. Hey, husband.
He laughs at me enough, believe me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask that question.
Okay.
But I might. It's supposed to be attractive to have that gear somewhat
yeah.
showing. And I don't think for a woman.
I don't know. I don't think guys look at that. I think that they're not trained to look there. I think that they're not looking below the belt in the front. I think they're looking in the back.
You know, for how often I go out, it's more like I don't want my dogs and cats to gossip about me and laugh behind my back.
Well, thank God you got rid of those goats. How's your nose, by the way, that the goat took a chunk out of?
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, just checking. I have a girlfriend who broke her nose recently. You're not going to believe how she did this. At one of those genealogy conferences for old people.
She broke her nose.
God bless her.
Old people convention.
Apparently, no, it's a genealogy convention. And a Jewish genealogy. So it's all the old people.
Shouldn't they have rubber doors or something?
Well, apparently, I asked her, I said, what'd you do? Walk into a door, fall down some stairs? Apparently, the hotel where it was held, in a part of Indiana that there's just no reason for it to exist at all. There's a conference center. I don't know who needs to confer about what in Indiana. It's like, yep, we're in Indiana. Next state. But if you're in Indiana and you need to have a conference, this place has a conference center. So they had their conference, and apparently in some room, a ballroom, they had put some substance on the floor that stuck to the rubber soles of the elders.
Are you sure that it's not just like they dropped their Jello?
There was not a very funny. My girlfriend listens to this podcast. She's going to be outraged. Outraged, I tell you, at the suggestion. Although yesterday on the phone, I kept telling her that her smoke alarm was going off, and she kept not hearing the smoke alarm going off. And my dog is going bananas because my dog, through my phone, can hear her smoke beeper. Anyway, back to the nose problem. She said that there were at least 5 people who went down, and security who helped them up and got them into ambulances. They had like a line of ambulances outside the conference room door. They weren't even doubling them up. They could have. So they were just all literally falling on their faces all over the conference. Terrible.
That's awful. As she laughs.
Yeah, I know. Awful. And my girlfriend is never going to listen to this podcast again because I said elderly.
I have replaced the words elderly and old
with
the word wise.
Now I have to go back and re-edit the whole damn podcast. Thanks a lot for nothing.
Yes, we are not old. We are wise.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, how do you explain the dopey old people that you run into? What are they? Extra wise?
Yeah.
Too wise for their own good?
They're I can't say any of the words I'm thinking.
Here's the thing.
How about nincompoop?
That's a good one. Let me just say this.
Only the wise know.
It's not true that only wise people get old. Sometimes people with the IQ of a parsnip hit 90, and you're just like, were you always like this? People can blame it on age, whereas in fact, if you had the IQ of a parsnip when you were 20, I don't know who's gonna say, great grandma, you never were that sharp. I mean, who's gonna say that?
Have you ever eaten a parsnip?
Yes.
Just by the way.
Yes.
What does it taste like?
They're good in soup. They get sweet, since you're asking. They're like carrots if you chop them.
I've never in my life eaten a parsnip.
It's not a thing I grew up with, but I had some. Oh, God. The spousal unit belonged to this community-supported farm. You know what these are?
Yeah. And it doesn't surprise me at all.
When I met him. For the uninitiated, you buy a share of this farm, and whatever they grow gets delivered, or you pick it up from the designated spot in a box, and you are supporting a small farmer. And that's the idea. However, you have to be careful which small farmer. If you're supporting a whimsical pothead, potentially meth head farmer, they're just going to grow whatever the heck they want. So for a while, the spousal unit's garage was the pickup depot.
Yeah.
Parsnip, fine, no problem. But we were getting weird stuff like kohlrabi. And I'm like, how much kohlrabi can one person actually eat? How much? And it didn't stop. The flood of kohlrabi went on for several weeks. But we have to move on to your dress. We haven't even
Oh, yes.
gone to your dress yet.
It's like, it looks like a long T-shirt.
Yeah. A sleeveless, a
or a
long
long wife
sleeveless
beater.
T-shirt.
Yes. And it's very long, so I have it tied in a knot at the bottom so that I don't trip over it. That makes it shorter.
Okay. I would trip over the knot myself. That's a technique
Well,
I've developed over time.
but I made the knot on the side so that I don't.
I'd find a way.
But yeah, so
You
that's all it is. It's
you underestimate my tripping ability. You are definitely underestimating me here. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, the front to me looks like the back. But
Well,
I
turn
don't
around.
really know.
I've got you on the Zoom here, so turn
Okay.
around. It's the back.
There's the back.
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you what would happen if you turned that around. Okay.
Okay.
It's got a U-neck in the front and a U-neck in the back. But if you turned it around, you know those German restaurants with the bustier thing and the breasts in a separate little shirt, ruffly
Yeah.
shirt? You would need the little ruffly shirt because both of your breasts would be like, whoopee, outside the dress. That's what would
so
happen.
I have it on, right?
You do, but let me commend you on the idea that you think your breasts are so saggy that you could wear that in the front and they would not be seen. I mean, that is a weird self-assessment because really your breasts would have to literally be breasts that would get like caught in your lap belt in your car if you
That would hurt.
belted yourself. If that could be worn the other way around, that's where they would be. To make things even more confusing about which way stuff is on, they
Yeah.
now make those little under T-shirts reversible. I don't mean inside out. I mean if you want a higher neckline, you turn them one way, and if you want the lower neckline, you turn them the other way. And so they don't put any kind of marking. They put a little marking on the side, and those really screw with your head because you're like, wait a minute, I have to try this. I have to try this piece of underwear on two ways and decide. Now I have to decide. Before it's like, okay, tag in the back, stamp in the back. But now you're like, okay, it's a huge waste of energy until you put it on the wrong way and go, I can't breathe.
And usually I notice when I'm like walking into the grocery store.
That your breasts
know,
are hanging out of your dress. That's when you
that-
notice when the
that I
air
can't
conditioning
breathe.
hits them and you go, woo.
That I can't breathe. There's so many things. I have to wear shoes in my house now. And
Why?
I want to be barefoot in
Wait,
my house.
why?
Because my dogs weigh too much and they step on my feet all the time and it really hurts.
When you started with my dogs, I was worried that it was the other problem that you had to wear shoes for. So I'm actually glad.
No. They step like right on my foot. And they're both, well, the lighter one is 45 pounds. The bigger one, who knows? He's the size of a
Okay,
small
well, I have a
pony now.
solution for you, Miss Pink Pony Club here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could,
Do you know the words to that song?
I'm going to keep on dancing at the Pink
Yeah.
Pony Club.
Pony Club.
Right.
Okay, keep going.
Sometimes I see the little girls in my neighborhood on their way to the neighborhood dance studio, and I think, there's a percentage of you who are going to put that training to ill use. Or maybe good use, depends. Because, whenever they interview pole dancers, they're always in medical school. Always. That's what they'll tell you. They're always in medical school. And none of the reporters ever say, really, which one? They never go past that. Oh, you're in medical school. Well, good for you for putting dollar bills up your private parts then. I guess that's fine. You know what all those parts are called. You know the Latin names for them. Good for you.
And
But
it doesn't matter which way their underwear's on.
did you know they make underwear, diaper things for dogs? You could put like little fleecy booties on the dog, and then when it hit your foot, it wouldn't be so awful.
I tried that. I actually did. I tried booties on the dog.
And
And then they stayed on for like 1 second.
Oh.
One dog ate them off the other dog. I mean, for the only time they've ever cooperated in anything, I think, was getting rid of the pink booties. They're pink and gray. And everybody made fun of me. At least I didn't put little cracks on dogs. I hate that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, they make cracks for dogs.
Well, what if it would save you from wearing shoes? Would you put Crocs on your dog if it would protect your feet in the house?
The dog would eat the Crocs.
Okay.
I mean, the fluffy stuff, it takes longer to rip apart and eat.
Yeah.
A Croc, they could probably just swallow whole.
Yeah, that would be worse. Thanks for listening to the Turi Writers She Said What podcast. Assuming you like what you heard, you might want to leave us a good review and maybe pick up my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air, which you can get from your independent bookseller or that giant website that sells absolutely everything.